he's doing it on.
Obviously, we're playing an intro song. There it was. We lasted fucking 10 seconds, boys. It lasted 10 seconds.
Well,
If you're
keeping
editing
it
it,
in
then
line
all you
with
have to do is
Logan.
edit it in before the talking. You don't have to
Right.
actually make
No,
it
it's
instead of
for the live viewers, Derek. Jeez.
We
There
do
are
it
no
live.
live viewers.
God.
We do it live,
We do it
regardless
live.
of how many viewers
Fuck
there
it, we
are.
do it live.
Yeah, why would you
All our
not?
0 fucking viewers.
Exactly. Actually,
Okay,
I
but if we're
haven't.
doing it live, we'll be able to hear the intro music and we won't interrupt it.
Or you can do rhythm like I suggested.
Well, rhythm is
Like,
too
ooh,
annoying to like stop and pause and all
is
the
it?
other crap. Yeah, ain't nobody know the commands for that shit.
Just edit it and post for now.
Nah, we got a
For
solid 8
anybody listening
seconds.
live, there was
for anybody
supposed to be a
listening live.
song. But Logan,
there's
much
a
like
song.
his sex life, only made it 10 seconds before.
And I was only gonna do.
So-
I was only gonna do like the
Fuck,
first
man.
30 seconds of just intro acoustic part, too, because it
That's
sounded
all.
good.
Too
Then
much.
too much.
Man.
What? Have you ever like watched a streamer that's supposed to show up at 6 and then they don't actually show up until 6:15 and it's just intro screen and music? What do you
Yeah.
mean?
Well, that's just how Derek lives his life.
That's just
That's
idiotic.
who he is as a person.
Show up at 6. Don't be a shitty person.
Derek's gonna be late for every single one of these. Supposed to start 7 minutes ago, Derek. Thanks. Now we gotta cut it
How
short.
long-
All the
how long
viewers
is
will be
this?
very sad.
I just want you to be aware that my cat is eating a bunny right now.
Good. I
I
hope.
don't know what that means.
Like,
I don't want to know what that means.
why is there a bunny in your
That-
room?
Is that a gay thing? No. I'm just-
Why is there?
And-
Obviously, I'm outside. Idiot.
Oh my goodness, this guy. He couldn't smoke
live in
before the
Irvine?
podcast. This guy.
Oh, you smoke too?
I'll be doing it during, asshole. I can do whatever I want.
Because you have
Oh my
this. Because this guy on his phone.
Oh, that's
No,
right, 'cause you're always on
The
your phone.
production value of this podcast is just
It's
A
through
plus.
the roof.
It's
It is,
through
we've
the roof.
broken the bank.
Oh yeah,
I
I mean,
have to smoke when we're in this podcast or I'll strangle you.
good. I'm glad we can hear your air conditioning unit the whole time you're speaking.
Me too.
I don't think that's an air conditioning unit. It sounds more like a mouse.
No, it's
A mouse.
it's
There's
definitely.
also birds. Do you hear the birds?
Yeah, we
Do
hear
you
the
hear
birds.
the cries of the rabbit
Good.
that it's eating.
What cat is
Oh,
eating
Lord.
a rabbit?
The
Sheldon.
cool kind, I guess.
The one that's outside.
Goddamn Sheldon.
He killed a
Oh.
bird yesterday. Knocked it right out of the fucking sky. It's pretty cool.
Jeez.
That's pretty crazy. Birds are, or sorry, cats are extremely destructive. Like Australia has an issue with, I think it's Australia.
I think they're the
I think-
most destructive species to like.
I think-
I
Earth.
believe
Like
so.
birds are being
besides
killed off
humans.
by.
I think Australia has an issue with Australia.
It was, yeah. it is.
Everything there is an
Yeah.
Hey
issue.
boys, we found our first topic.
How shitty is Australia?
Everybody should
Everywhere,
just move away and they should close it down because
Everywhere.
it's just.
everywhere outside of Sydney. Here we go. We're gonna get death threats from Australia now.
Australians, right?
I'm not afraid.
There
I'm
goes
not
our,
afraid, come at me.
there goes our majority audience down the drain.
There goes our two audience. Who
Nothing
log
but-
on
And just
What time was it?
whatever,
I don't
whatever
think
time
they'll
in the
be.
morning it's gonna be over there. They're
Yeah.
on like Asian time.
it's not Asian time.
What is Asian time?
is a
Asian time.
Jesus. All right, so what are we talking about? What are we...
blue
I don't know. There's no structure to this shit.
There doesn't need to be a structure.
Oh, still,
Uh,
now you're the one with
Or are
background
you
noise. I don't
gonna,
like
yeah,
it.
but you're gonna edit it, right?
No, I was just gonna do like a straight solid
Oh,
hour.
Jesus
At least like an hour and a
I
half.
told him
What
he needed to edit
what-
it, but he
what
said,
podcasts
"No,
do you
no."
watch that get edited? What do you
Yeah, I
mean?
don't think we should edit it. This should
Yeah.
be raw.
Exactly.
This Podcasts and sex are best enjoyed raw.
Unedited
Yes.
raw film.
Yes.
It's unedited. It's fine if it's unedited if it's live and it's not our like very first one where we literally don't know what the fuck's going on.
No, it's I got this, guys. I got this.
They're gonna come on
So-
and be like, "Who's the fuck is doing a podcast here?
All right.
Do
So
they not got their shit together?"
Nobody needs to have their shit together. All right. It's just four guys
Chaos. Enjoy the
circle
chaos.
jerking in Discord. All right.
Two guys. There's two guys. Never mind. I don't know if anybody's getting that.
Whoa, what the fuck? Where was that supposed to?
Yeah.
That
What were you doing with
that
that
was
there?
weak.
What were you doing with
Yeah.
that, Logan?
There's gonna be a few people in there that understand that reference. Once we get big, they're gonna look back and be like, "Man,
That joke.
God, that joke."
That one. That one
Yeah.
was the best. Logan, you class act. They said you were the side character.
Nah, you're the
This
main
guy's-
character.
This guy's pseudo protagonist over here. All right, Will, take us away.
Oh, all right.
That's
I'll
alright.
do this then. All right. So I was watching Ant-Man in theater the other day. I'm not going to spoil the movie, but one of the commercials that was leading up to the actual movie was for Dumbo, and everybody here, I assume, is familiar with
Yeah.
the movie.
Are
So
they make-
what bothered me about this trailer is it shows Dumbo flying, which is literally the one thing you can spoil for the movie Dumbo, because the entire premise is him flying. So when you start the trailer with him flying, what is the point of watching Dumbo?
I mean,
We're assuming
but isn't there like
nobody
the
knows.
It's everything in between.
wait? Does he not fly until the very end in the movie? I thought he flew like the whole movie. That
No,
was
he
like,
doesn't fly till, like,
No,
the
that was the
end.
whole point, that he couldn't fly or whatever.
Yeah. It's
well,
not-
I mean,
so-
normally elephants can't fly, Derek.
Yeah, but when you have big ears,
Yeah, get your shit together, Bob. Come on. You'll learn your side.
All elephants have
do
big
you know
ears,
how
Derek.
avionics work?
How do bees do it? I mean, if bees can do it, fucking elephants.
All right, all right. If
Don't
bees
put
can do
your-
it, elephants can do it. All right. The next time you see
My
a
point is,
elephant flying over your house, I don't want you to call me to come help you move.
well, you know, but my point is, like, what if you saw Avengers and the opening trailer for it showed like Iron Man dying? Because that's the equivalent.
Well, I still haven't
Well,
seen Infinity.
I mean, I guess they're just,
But
they're
I
just
guess
gonna
I
have to
can
do it. Maybe it's not a remake. Maybe it's a sequel to Dumbo. So
It's-
he already flies
it's-
in this one.
No, it's a live-action Dumbo remake.
Are you sure it's not a sequel? What if it's a
I'll
sequel?
go see that movie
Yeah,
if
it
they've
didn't have
already
a
seen the
sequel.
original Dumbo. Like, it's not really for kids who haven't seen Dumbo. It's pretty much for adults who've already seen Dumbo and want to see the remake. Like,
Because our
Who wants to
generation
go
is
and
built off of-
rewatch Dumbo? Like that
because
movie
our
That's-
sucked.
generation
That's
is
my
built
point.
Off of, hold on, our
Some people
generation
love
is
Dumbo.
built off of nostalgia.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
go watch Dumbo. I'm not gonna spend $12 for a movie ticket to watch Dumbo.
but
When
people
I-
will. People will take their kids to watch it who probably won't even understand what the fuck's going on, so they have an excuse to go see it.
What?
It's not
what?
about kids seeing it. It's about
How?
adults seeing it.
What is Dumbo CGI in this? Since it's
Yes.
live action.
It's live action, quote unquote.
That
It's
sounds
live
so
action
awful.
in the sense, yeah, it's pretty.
Like who wants to see a fucking 1 pound elephant flying in the air with his ears? Like that doesn't.
I
It's
mean,
not a cartoon.
maybe nobody. Maybe it'll flop.
Ah,
Probably
I
will.
mean, I'm
That's
assuming
fun.
it'll flop.
haha,
fun.
flop. You got
And nobody
it.
ever says Dumbo's their favorite movie, so
Yeah, who's thought about Dumbo in the last 10 years?
Me, because I brought this topic up. because it bothers me
Obviously.
greatly.
Since,
well, that explains a lot.
I'm just saying, what if Charlotte's Web trailer started with Charlotte dying? What's the point? There's no goddamn point. Just watch the
But
trailer.
there is a point. The whole story is the point. It's like
There
the
is no
ending
story.
isn't really the biggest part. It's like everything in between.
No, the ending is the vindication. You can't just have a sandwich made up of the stuff between the bread. You have to have the bread.
Well,
The
can't-
bread is part of the sandwich.
That's what keto
But
is.
do you know how many like movies and TV shows I've seen over the last few years where it's like I know how this is gonna end because they all end the same fucking way, but I still like the movie.
Well, we know how everything's gonna end. I mean, you'd have to be pretty
I mean,
Dense.
Westworld,
well. That's a you and Bob topic.
Game of Thrones, any of those shows that actually have like good endings or scenarios where you don't know what's gonna happen next. But like basic
back-
shit, like romantic comedies, like everybody knows how a fucking romantic comedy is gonna end, but it doesn't mean you can't enjoy it.
Well, I mean,
Or actually,
back to the two-man topic. That now I get.
any anime ever, you understand like
Yeah,
the
right.
protagonist is gonna fucking win.
That is not true. I've read quite a few. Where,
I mean, there are some
There
animes
are
that subvert
few-
that, but most of them aren't.
Few and far between.
I mean, do you remember Do you remember like the shock in like the was it like the 5th or 6th episode of Attack on Titan when main character dude just gets eaten, and then it's like
Yeah.
you don't see him for like the next 6 episodes
I don't remember.
until he
that,
magically comes back
but
as
I
a
didn't
Titan.
watch much Teen Titan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's
That was probably
There's
like one of the most that was like I don't know, that was one of the few animes that actually like had a twist that I was like, "Oh, I did not see that coming." And then I thought he was dead. Like,
Yeah.
"Oh."
there
I
was
feel like Attack on Titan likes to give you really cool side characters and then just fucking murder them. It's kind of
Yeah,
like
it's
Game
the
of
ga-
Thrones a little bit.
yeah. the Japanese
don't
version of Game of
Stop
Thrones.
that. Stop that.
I haven't even
Oh,
started
oh.
second season yet.
Sorry.
What?
I thought you guys said Teen Titans.
No.
Oh no.
That's where
yeah.
I was a little confused. I see where my confusion was.
Wait,
coming
wait, wait. I think the biggest issue is here is you haven't watched Teen Titans? Like,
from. Who are you?
What's wrong with you?
what in the world have you been doing with your life?
What kind of millennial are you?
Yeah, you just sit at the driving range all day?
Pretty
What
much.
Which
We're gonna
nothing
banish
to do
you
with
to
cars.
the baby boomers.
Nothing to do with cars. You want to make that very specific, Will.
Yeah.
'Cause most people are going to think driving range and cars.
Yeah, and like free range driving. That's what I think.
And free range driving. What is
It's just
it's
it's
gra-
just
it's
a
also-
giant field that you
it's
can drive around.
also it's also grass-fed driving. Like
And all the cars don't use
Organic.
everything's corn powered.
No GMO. No GMO
not
cars.
GMO.
Not GMO driving.
Say what you will, but I don't want anybody to get confused and think that's what you're about. Because you are not about that. You're about that.
Wait, no, Will does not want anyone to think Logan is the slightest bit cool.
Yeah,
This
that's
guy-
yeah.
Is not driving cars.
He's
He is.
not-
He is taking the bus to a patch of green grass and
and
Whacking
throwing balls
sticks.
at it.
you, what kind of golf are you playing where you're throwing the ball?
There's actually
You're not playing frisbee golf.
Frisbee. I was going to say that one.
Yeah, but those aren't balls either.
Those aren't balls. Those
I
are
mean-
No, it's technically a ball that's been flattened out. If you want to be technical.
Or
Wow.
what if a ball is just a disc that's been inflated?
Well, no, that's called a
Uh,
sphere.
That's-
Which is a what? What
Isn't a
ball
ball a
is
sphere?
not a sphere? What do
What
you
ball
mean?
is not a sphere?
A football.
Other
is
than a
sphere.
deflated ball.
No. A football is not a sphere.
Okay, but
Neither
a
is,
golf ball is not a sphere.
It's an egg.
No, it's not because it has
And
many
egg.
flat surfaces. So it's technically like a quadecahedron.
Keep
What?
going. I want to hear this.
I've never
what is
counted.
it?
I've
What is
never
it?
counted the
Recording.
digits of golf balls.
A
We're
quad.
doing this live.
A
We're doing this
quad.
It's,
Yeah.
Logan, how many
Quadecahedron.
divots are on a golf ball? And then what is that in math terms?
Oh God, how many divots are in a golf ball?
Yeah.
So you're assuming all spheres are round, like perfectly round.
Yeah.
There's no divots at spheres.
The
Correct.
Earth is a sphere, and it's not perfectly round, bitch.
It is not a
Actually,
sphere,
it's not
sir.
a sphere.
What do you mean?
It's not a sphere.
Not
It's
a
like
sphere.
it's
like
closer to a football.
Yeah.
I don't believe
Not
you.
soccer, which is
Where
also
is the
not
proof?
Where's the proof?
Where's the proof? The Earth,
Now,
It's
listen,
flat.
We're now pissing off the flat earthers.
the Earth,
cool.
the Earth is flat.
That's fine.
There's
There's
the
not
other
many of
two
them.
audience that we might have had on this.
It's a deflated ball. That's what it is.
All right, so let's
Keep
while we're on the
ball.
topic of ostracizing people that might like us in our imagination,
In our-
let's go ahead and say that Pluto's not a planet.
Oh, That's just because it's true. What do you mean?
I mean,
But-
I respect that Neil
Pluto's
deGrasse Tyson thinks it's not a planet, but
But
it's a
he's
planet in my
wrong.
heart. It's a planet
Yeah.
in my heart. That's all that matters to me.
I feel like you can't just take away planet shit. Like I feel like you can't decide one day that that's not a planet because
I mean, you
in
can't
the
because
future,
science.
no,
But-
that's setting a precedent. What if in the future we're colonizing space and you don't like a colony and you're like, oh well, you're not a planet anymore, so
Yeah,
That's
pretty
rude.
much.
Well, there are defined rules for a planet.
What do you
and
mean?
Pluto doesn't meet those requirements anymore.
see
That's-
anymore.
No. We don't have many rules for that actually define planets.
That's what, what do you mean? That's what humans as a people have done since the beginning of time. What do you
No,
mean?
pretty much.
Americans came over and was like, "You're not a race anymore," and we killed off all the Indians. What do you
We
mean?
don't- we don't really have a defined. I mean, unless it's like at least it was within the last 10 years, we never had a clear cut definition of what a planet is. We
But
had
now we do, and Pluto
definitions.
doesn't need it.
We had definitions, but they weren't all fucking like unanimous. Like we all agree on this.
Yeah, but that's all
Right.
just made up by people with fancy degrees. Like who
Isn't
who
that-
says
isn't-
I
that?
have a fancy degree, so I say Pluto's a planet,
What's-
and we're done with this
What is your
conversation.
fancy degree, Mr. Tea Maker?
It's not science. I'll tell you that. But to be fair, Neil deGrasse also
Neil
not that great of a
deGrasse.
yeah, Neil deGrasse, because he's full of shit
Now
air.
we lost.
He's
the
full of shit air. Yeah.
I
His-
mean, if you're an
his-
astrophysicist, I say you probably have the leading cause to be able
Which-
to make those decisions.
Did they make it a planet again? I thought
No, I don't think so.
No, they gave
I
it
think
like
it's just-
another
it's a dwarf
term.
planet,
it was like
Yeah.
It's a dwarf
oh,
planet.
Yeah, there's another.
but it's still not like.
It's just a
planet.
big rock of ice. What do you mean?
It's a big asteroid, basically. Yeah.
It's a big asteroid, but it has a moon.
Does it have a
Ew.
moon?
I'm
Oh yeah, it does have a
I'm,
moon. I'm pretty sure.
I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah, but we have
but I'm
plenty of
pretty
moons
sure it
already.
has
We
a
don't
moon.
need another one.
It's not our moon.
I mean, to be fair, everything is our moon because we're the center of the universe.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Uh,
That's
Hold on. So me and Derek are the only people that don't know what Will's degree is. So Derek, what do you think Will's degree is in?
oh man.
I'm gonna say,
He said
just
it
for the
before.
sake,
I have said it.
I'm sure you have, but I don't listen
We're
to
not
you.
paying attention.
Yeah,
right.
I know.
For the sake of just to be hateful, I'm gonna say that Will has a.
Liberal arts degree.
Do you have a? No, he's not good at art. Come on now. He's not actually.
Well, that
he's
is
not-
what liberal art
he's-
means.
Hold
What
on.
the
he's
fuck?
not-
Hold on.
He's not actually
Hold
talented.
on. Pump the brakes.
He's
Yeah.
not actually talented.
What do you,
He has,
do you
like-
think social sciences involves actual science?
Yes. So other words, science is in it. Hold on. I'm gonna say that you have a degree in. I want to say either philosophy or
Oh, he thinks you're a philosopher.
I'll take that's a compliment.
That is a compliment.
He would be a horrible philosopher.
You're wrong
Yeah,
because
you would-
blue milk is right and everybody agrees with me but you. So
literally no one agrees with you about blue milk.
okay, all right.
And we're just gonna leave the viewers.
No, we're going back
We're
to
not-
this. in a
we're
little
No!
bit.
Oh, yeah,
Viewers.
hold on. Hold on.
Eventually,
Hold on,
I
Derek-
think-
we're saving you
I think
from
he has
very
probably like a
disastrous-
business degree or something.
Now that is insulting.
That
Thank
is
you, Derek.
insulting.
That is
I had
you,
a business
You're welcome.
degree. It-
yeah, the
I
only
like-
way you can get more insulting is to say I had an education degree, which is worthless.
Wow. 2 more viewers gone.
All them
No, don't be
teachers.
silly. Anybody with an education degree can't afford internet. They're not that
Oh
smart.
my god.
My AA was in businesses. That's because I didn't know what I was trying to do in life.
That's what everybody who gets a
So
business
fucking
degree
bad.
gets
That
it
is
for.
literally everybody.
I
Yeah.
thought that's what
I know
people who
what I
got
wanna do. Go in
communications
the army, get a
degree.
business degree. Those are
I mean, a business. You can do a lot with a business degree, so it's not a bad decision.
I thought the
It's better than something
communications
that's
degree was
useless.
the cop out. I thought communications was the cop out.
No, that's
liberal arts degree is the cop out.
it's not even a real thing anymore. Like you still have to
It's not.
specialize.
You don't. You
Isn't
do
like
it.
psychology and women's studies the cop out degrees? Like,
No, it genuinely is education. Like it's mostly
that's true, I guess.
certifications.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say business education. I know a lot. Psychology is the most flooded. Like everybody wants to be
Oh
a
my God.
psychologist.
Everybody
but-
starts out with the psych degree and then ends up changing it pretty
Yeah,
much.
'cause they
Derek.
realize that Like words are.
Derek started a psych degree.
Oh
That's
yeah,
true.
that's right. Because they realize, and you realize psych wards are.
Well, it's not. So there was I think there was like a 3-semester wait list for the college I went to when I went there for any psych classes beyond level 3. So it was pretty popular. They accepted anybody, but it was just a huge wait time.
Yeah, in orientation for college, they were like, everybody who has this degree, come this way. Everybody who has this degree. Like, if you're, undecided, come here, whatever. And there, when they said psych, it was like half the fucking room. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, everybody lives for the drama, and that's like a profession where you just get to be involved in all of the drama
All of the
everywhere. What do you mean?
Well, I thought I wanted to be in like therapy and stuff because I had it and I really liked the idea of it and everything. But then whenever I like was put into my job in a position where I could give therapy, I was like, I don't want to give therapy to some people. Some people are horrible and I don't want to talk to any of them. And I just realized I wasn't like passionate about it. I didn't want to do it the rest of my life.
All right, but so what is
So
Will's
in-
degree?
We have his
Yeah, what is
introduction
it?
out of the way.
Oh
Yeah.
And life's origin story out of the way.
Yeah, pretty much. He was
Yeah,
he was a
okay.
broken homeschooled child. What else do you need to know?
Oh,
Wow. Okay.
Womp womp.
Womp,
no,
womp.
I'm gonna write a book and it's gonna be great, and then you're gonna be taking back those words.
Your book is gonna be about as good as this podcast. I don't want to hear it.
Wow, excuse me, sir.
As good as this podcast without me in it. So really,
As good as
That
this
was a great
podcast if it was
podcast.
just as good as this podcast if it was just Logan sitting there talking to himself about Black Desert. Like just
and
ooh,
golfing.
I gotta
and golf.
I gotta
This is why
scroll.
Banana Republic is the best golfing
I gotta,
attire. Just period.
it's just gonna be
Talking
complete.
about anime music the whole time.
It's gonna be complete silence. And you're just gonna hear, oh, I gotta scroll. Oh, I caught 8 octopi when I was gone. Oh, I only have 50,000 monsters to kill until level 60.
I see how you truly feel about it.
What is Will's degree?
History and English, and I am technically a semester and a half away from a computer engineering degree that I will never go back for.
Wow, that history degree, that hurts.
Does it?
Everybody says that.
It's about
for
as
now.
boring as it gets.
Oh man, I love history.
What?
I transferred out of
If
computer
you love-
engineering.
I like history too, but I can't imagine like just studying history for that long.
You can't just imagine dwelling on the past for the rest of your life? I feel like that's what you do already.
Dang.
I don't.
Every
I'll let you in
life.
on a secret. All history majors hate everybody. They turn into alcoholics because you literally spend all day studying how shitty you are.
Wait, so
like-
Logan's a history major?
No, he's a golfer.
I'm working on my BSN or nursing degree.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, that's a trap too. Congratulations.
That's a trap.
Not in Florida, man. That's like super sought after. You get a job down here instantly with that degree.
You get a job down. You
can
get a job anywhere with a nursing degree. They literally hire
And it
people.
doesn't
like,
Especially
matter
as a
how
male
good you
nurse,
are
like-
either. Doesn't matter how good you are. You could be the shittiest nurse anywhere. You're gonna get a job.
I know the
Yeah.
shittiest nurses, so yeah, you're
Yeah.
not wrong.
Yep, I can go to a nursing. Like I could literally, besides losing my license, I could do whatever it is. And if I wanted to get a job, I could go to any fucking nursing home and get a job because that's where all the bad nurses go. It's like shitty as that is.
It's
to
the
say,
last resort. Like it's the last place
resort
that they have to
because
go. Yeah.
Nobody really wants to do nursing home work. I mean, other than like some bleeding hearts. And don't
Yeah.
get me wrong, they're out there, but let's be real.
Logan's not one of them.
First choice. No, I got my CNA
Just-
license in high
Just
school.
travel nurse and you'll be okay.
That's
Travel
what I
nurses
wanna
make
do.
so much money. It's
That's
not
what I
even
want to do. I want.
They do, but they're shit.
My dream job is
What do you
being
mean?
a flight nurse, where I'm on like the
funny. Oh, that would be
helicopters.
crazy.
That's what I really, really fucking want to do.
The Defense Department and the FBI hire nurses. You should look into that.
Yeah, plus I already have my clearance. So.
Yeah.
Well.
I'm
Anyways.
glad that got silent.
Yeah, let's edit that. Part out.
Let's talk
When two
about
people are talking.
let's-
Somebody else.
let's
seriousness,
talk
let's
about
edit that
let's
out.
talk about ponying. How about that?
Ponying.
Let's talk
I'd rather
about
not.
ponying.
Let's talk about anything else.
No.
Ponying up.
Let's
Hold on, I have a
talk.
list of subjects. So while
God.
he's talking about ponying to himself, let's talk about
Ass pennies.
ass pennies.
Oh, this is your quarter at penny question, right?
Right. Okay, Derek. I'm gonna pose a
Mhm.
question.
Derek's got
I
this
don't
in the
wanna answer
bag. Derek's got
So,
$6 worth right now.
Let's let's say you were you were a sociopath, and you got
I
sick
am.
satisfaction. Yeah, I know you are. But, and you got this sick satisfaction from handing people money that's been up your ass.
Oh
Would
my
you
God.
rather do pennies or quarters?
Well, I mean, nobody's gonna accept a penny. They're gonna be like, that's all right.
Okay,
That
but
was-
I need more context.
okay, so would you shove pennies up your ass or quarters up your ass? I
Are we
personally would
talking
do
about
quarters.
more than one?
I'm talking about
Like-
you want as many people to hold a quarter or penny that's been up
It
your
does-
ass as humanly possible.
And then you're.
So we're not
obviously gonna
talking
go with
about
quarters.
filling their ass with quarters or pennies. You're talking about just like a
You
few,
just do one
Or
at a
like
I'm
time.
talking like maybe like a roll or two.
Like, yeah,
a roll or two.
like a roll. Would
Yeah.
do you want a $10 roll of quarters or 50 cents worth of pennies?
I mean, I think the pennies would be more punishing, but
Then you got to get them out.
I don't have to get them out. Fuck that.
No, what if
Well,
okay?
The thing is, you can't do it in the rolling package.
Why not? It'll
Wait, check
dissolve.
it out.
Yeah, well, it'll dissolve.
I don't think that's how assholes work.
I know.
I
That's-
don't think
That's
there's
what-
acid in there.
It's like
Otherwise,
reverse
That's what
anal
happens-
trap.
that
South
happens
Park
with-
Did this.
That's what happens with water and paper. What do you mean?
that's what.
Are you saying water dissolves in your ass?
If they're saying
Because
it's
No, he's saying
saying it's wet in your asshole. What do you mean?
What
You
kind of
hope.
asshole do you have that's constantly
it's
moist?
like seeping. He's got some anal leakage over here.
Let's
He
not
doesn't have, like,
talk.
a tampon
I mean-
in there at all time.
Look,
Who needs
just
lube
to
when you
keep
go back?
it. From,
all right. I use a lot of enemas. Okay, and those things are wet. They're mostly
Why?
water because I like to keep it clean. Sometimes I
thought
like
you were gonna say you
Bob likes anal.
what I like sometimes I like a little tongue on my butt. All right.
Yeah.
It's,
Little prostate play. I get it.
That's
I get it.
don't judge me. Judge my girlfriend. All right. She's the one that has to do it.
and the
Not
one
me.
that got you into it.
I've been in. Oh, back in '89.
Back in '89.
Back in damn.
You're
Secret
younger
is
than
that
I am. I wasn't even born.
Back in vanilla World of Warcraft. It was a different day.
It was a different. There wasn't so much ass play though back then.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah, no.
if you
Furries weren't.
if you were
as
looking
hardcore.
if you're looking in the right places, there was.
But yeah.
Yeah, you had to do is walk around and
The
ask.
thing that he doesn't
search
want
for
to tell
God.
you is that it was me. And the reason he's into anal. It's my fault.
All I'm saying is I
Your
would much rather choose $1 in quarters over $1 in pennies.
Well, no, we're not talking like we're talking at least $10. At least $10.
$10 in quarters or $10 in pennies?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. I see $10 rolls all the time at work, and that's a lot of fucking. Those are big. I'm not sure if there's
And I'll make it harder. The pennies, you can
Well,
do
a $10
in
roll
the
of quarters.
roll.
No, I would do a $10 roll of quarters because a $10 roll of quarters is like half the size of like a Coke can, like length, and then it's just as round as a. But $10 in pennies, that is each roll is 50 cents, so you're looking at 20 rolls of pennies. That's
But
a
here's
lot.
the thing: if you do the quarters, you can't do it in the roll. You have to insert the quarters individually.
Yeah, still. I mean,
Oh, it's like a slot.
what 100 times 10, you're looking at 1,000 pennies in your asshole versus 40 quarters.
Quarters have sharp edges, man. I would not
So-
do individual quarters.
So we're talking about how many people would like. You're trying to get as many people to pick this stuff up as possible.
Right.
Nobody's picking up a fucking pennies.
Well, but you have to. I mean,
But-
if you hand it to a cashier, they have to take it. What do you mean,
Yeah, but that's only one person. We're talking long term.
Yeah.
dude?
We
You
want
just
somebody to get a shit quarter.
do you
and give
just
it to their kid?
you just walk around and you put it. I'm telling you from experience. You just walk around and you just put them in the take a
We
penny,
thought
give
this
a
was
penny. Just put all the change in those take a penny, give a penny things, dude. They will be gone within like an hour. I can't tell you how many
Yeah,
people just
don't
fucking
care about
handful.
pennies, but
Dude, people would just come in a handful, like 30 pennies, and then just walk out the door like, I don't need anything. I just needed a change.
Really?
Like,
And
you
they
don't.
walk out with some milk too.
Yeah,
Because fuck it.
And milk
whatever.
too. And you
Just
can't stop
steal
them.
whatever you want. I don't care.
I don't care.
I'm there for like 8 hours, and I don't want to be there for 10 minutes. So that
like,
store
Oh.
won't miss that
I feel
gallon
like
of milk.
this is done. This conversation is over.
No, Derek, do you want
Derail.
quarters or pennies? Which one? I said I
Yeah,
would do
$10.
quarters.
I still don't understand. Like, are you asking me which one I would want in my ass?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought the original question was not which one would you rather have in your ass, but like,
Well, it's which one would you rather have in your ass to have the most people get it? So
yeah,
Well, yeah. I mean, quarters are obviously more valuable. People would be more likely to take quarters.
right, and they would keep them. So you, in your mind, you would see somebody paying with a quarter and be like, "That's been up my asshole." Ha ha.
But if you use pennies, then it would get to more people. I think.
But I've
people
never seen
start
anybody
paying
pay
for
with
a lot.
pennies. Like I give pennies as change, but nobody ever pays me in pennies.
Yeah.
Like, pays you in pennies at work or no?
like nobody
yeah.
breaks.
Well, you
nobody's
work at
just
some
like,
high class and fucking environment where your tea is like $20 a bottle or a
let me
cup.
tell you.
Come work at a gas station and see how many pennies you get in a night. How many people come up and like, I need $3.75 and change on pump 5, and they just hand you pennies.
They hand you pennies.
Yes,
people
they
at-
dump them
people
on the
at
counter
McDonald's
and they
do.
don't even count them. They just walk away.
Will.
Yeah, don't tell them that story because I remember. I know what you're gonna say. Don't tell them that story.
Not you. Definitely tell that story.
This is an honest podcast. We
Yeah.
don't-
There's no secrets here. You can't leave the viewers not knowing.
Not knowing.
Your life is
Yeah.
on blast when you're on this podcast. If you don't like it, then leave.
That's true. Bob did admit he does like butt play, so I guess it's the least we can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the least you can do.
And whether that was true or false, nobody will know.
But everybody's
Except
gonna
for
assume.
me. Good.
Everyone's gonna assume it's true.
I hope plenty
Yeah.
of people come up and try to lick my butthole
That's-
after we're famous.
Aggressively.
That's a whole nother conversation.
One day we'll be famous and walking around VidCon, and people are just gonna
And
be
they're gonna be
lining
like-
up to licking my butthole. But
We'll
hey,
have a butthole kissing booth.
yes.
Jesus Christ. What would it be like? Lick my chocolate starfish? Like,
Yeah, $5.
Just come and French my salad.
Seriously, Jesus, this is like what, an hour-long podcast of just butt licking.
Yes. What else do you think it should be about?
Don't know.
Just call it the anal cast.
Poor guys.
There you
We've,
go.
we're,
Four
we're, only,
guys talking about licking asshole. That's like,
we're,
that's nothing. It's not more real. Nothing gets more real than talking about licking asshole.
we're only 32 minutes in so far. Oh no, this is gold.
This is golden.
And only one of us is gay, and that's the best part.
Yeah.
That's the.
You
Can-
guys figure out who it is.
Yeah.
You guys guess.
Leave it in the comments below.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna say Logan.
Oh my god. No,
Well,
it's going for you, Will.
Especially since if you look at who Logan is on the
What were you
screen.
talking about? Do you have my profile up on screen too?
No, I told you you're fucking Crowder from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX.
Oh.
He doesn't
Yeah.
know who. He doesn't get that. He doesn't watch TV.
I don't get that.
Crowder,
What?
that's great.
How
I
you-
get that.
Like here, where's my Gazzo? Oh well, I'll find it for you. 1 second. Oh God, there's a baby. Hey, look at this. I had a bottle ready. Bloop
Oh, dude.
Oh,
Quiet that mouth.
bloop.
Professional dad.
Professional.
He was waiting for this moment. He's
Dude, I told you I was gonna be ready for this podcast. All right.
Yeah, you were. You're like, quiet, baby.
Derek just became a robot. He is gone. Derek has left us. He
Oh,
is.
he wouldn't.
happens all the time.
He is
He's
just.
going.
He
He's
is.
going to smoke.
He has descended
No,
from.
I
us.
haven't moved.
Oh.
No, yeah, I mean, his house is 10 feet by 10 feet. What do you mean? You think he
I mean, it's
dropped
more like
signal walking
15
to the?
by 10, but okay.
I mean, it's big enough for a bed.
It's not just big enough for a
What
bed.
kind of bed do you have that's 15 feet by 15 feet?
It's called
My
the
whole room is
floor
just
because
a
I
bed.
can't
I just
afford
got-
furniture. What do you mean?
Oh Lord.
Yeah, yeah. Let me
I
get
don't
real
understand.
for a second.
I
Dang.
don't know what you mean.
I don't.
Just threw that out there.
You haven't even been here, bitch. You don't even know.
I know everything. What
You
do
don't
even
know
mean?
me.
I know you.
You haven't even came inside of this building. yet.
Hey,
You haven't even
hey.
came inside of this building. I've came inside plenty of
Of-
things. I have the baby to prove it.
You have to.
Not this building.
Yes, this building too. What do you mean?
No, you haven't.
I mean, to be fair, we don't remember a lot of things we've done.
Is that
What?
right?
I mean, I don't remember everywhere I've come.
Do you not?
Do you? I
Do you
don't.
not?
Yeah, I pretty much know.
Mostly on my
Yeah,
stomach.
I mean-
What do you
Yeah, mostly on my stomach.
One time in a
Sometimes in my
human
car.
female, and now I have a baby. All right.
Worst mistake
One
ever.
time, Bob.
Whoa, whoa,
One
whoa!
time.
Let's not. It's not a mistake.
Can
This
we
is the
bring
greatest
all this?
thing.
Can we bring up all the other times?
Oh,
All the other times, what? That have came on my stomach?
Your
No, that you
daughter's gonna be
came
listening
inside
to
of a
this, like,
woman.
Hold on. Where? Okay. Hold on. Here it is. Where's the weirdest place that you have masturbated?
The weirdest place?
Yeah. Like that wasn't in your bedroom.
Okay, hold on, I got this.
I can start off because it'll be. One day somebody. Ah, man. I don't know. Can I say this? One day other people might hear this.
One day your daughter's
You gonna get arrested?
See, as long as it's not like in my daughter's crib, I don't think
We
anybody's
can
gonna
edit it
say
out.
anything.
Yeah, you
If it's
take the
bad, we
cake
can
on
just
that
edit
one.
it out.
at work in the
We're not
sink
live
of the
today.
bathroom. At
In
my
the
work.
sink. Why the sink?
So easy to clean up. What do you mean?
Why don't you know this?
Think I'm just coming on the floors and the walls? No. In the sink, washes down the drain. Easy peasy.
Oh my god.
You do it on the
Easy.
bathroom seat, so somebody goes in and sees it, and then you show off. It's like art. You're like,
It's like
look
art.
at this,
So the thing is, they're not gonna
appreciate it.
protect you.
No, because
Okay,
I
exactly.
have to clean
For
it
you-
regardless. I work there.
Exactly, but then you also get to see their face.
I get to see my face in the mirror.
Oh, so that's why. That's
The vinegar strokes versus the oh my god, there's cum all over the toilet paper. I would rather see there's cum all over the toilet paper. Thank you very much.
That's even easier to clean up, believe it or not.
Oh,
The real reason
shit.
is you just wanted to look at yourself.
Well, you know, when you're attractive.
So who's next? Also, I shared the screenshot of the MS Paint background, by the way, so
Oh
y'all
my
can
God.
see it.
Please no.
Will is Chaz
Please no.
because he's super edgy.
The edgiest, actually.
Yeah. And Derek is Zane because he's, you know.
It
Wait,
rhymes.
somebody has
You're
to.
Jaden? That's not. That's
Yeah.
not even.
What do
this
you
is
mean?
Bias.
I'm totally
This is
the main character. What do you mean?
You're
Get out of here.
not the
Will,
main character.
I'm the protagonist.
Will-
Will is the antagonist, and then you two are the side characters that are secretly in love. What do you mean? That's exactly
That is
it.
the most biased photo I've ever seen in my life.
Guess what? The protagonist would not have
Oh
been
my
late
God.
to the podcast, Derek. You are literally the side character that
No,
shows
the
up last
podcast
minute.
doesn't start
He's
until the
Gandalf.
until I show up. So
Oh,
that
okay.
means I'm the protagonist, doesn't it?
Okay.
If I was a side character, the episode would just start without me. But it didn't start till I got here, bitch. So I'm the protagonist.
No. The protagonist isn't on his phone on Discord.
Yes, he is because the protagonist is down and out on his luck, and he has to become the hero he needs to be to save the world. Okay.
Is that so?
By episode 100, he'll have a computer.
Woo!
real
Yeah, by
secret.
episode, I'll have the best computer. I'll finally be the hero. Everyone-
Will you? We'll see. You couldn't
We'll have
even
to
lease
play,
one.
Shut up.
Whoa. Whoa. Shots fired.
Bang bang. All right. Where
Bob
does,
needs to be careful about the shit he decides to tell people about me because I have shit on him too.
like
No,
what?
it's
You
all
ain't got
coming
shit.
out. It is all coming out right now.
Royal
This.
Rumble.
We've known each other a long time. I've been there when Bob has gone through some dumb shit. Don't make me bring it up.
Hey man, all of those were life lessons, just like a protagonist would have to go through.
Oh my god.
How many times has Ash Ketchum had to relearn how to catch Pokemon? All right, I've had to relearn how to
Every
do a bunch.
season.
Exactly, and he's still the main character. All right,
You are the hero who becomes the villain, and I'm the actual hero.
I'm the hero. He becomes the villain.
Yeah, you become a villain, and then I destroy.
And that's it. That's done.
All
We're done.
That's it.
That's
the
it.
storyline.
right, weirdest place that you guys have came.
I've accepted my role in life.
Where's the oddest place you've masturbated?
I got dark.
I'm a side character. That's what I do.
Is that where you masturbated? His
I-
side character?
No,
That's the weirdest.
Rest stop off of I-95.
That's specific.
In your car?
Yes,
Where at?
Like in South
In my-
Carolina.
I was in my car.
In your car?
Yeah,
in
I
your
don't
car?
remember what border I was in. It was like somewhere along the East Coast.
Well, yeah, 95 runs the East Coast, buddy.
I mean, exactly. Well, for viewers that don't know,
For viewers in Australia that we
for
had and
viewers
lost.
in Australia,
That we've lost already within the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And what about
We're
Will?
well loved by New Zealand. Oh, definitely a car for me.
New
The
Zealand
car?
and Britain are just like,
Yeah, just driving too. Like I didn't pull over.
I
Oh,
don't get the car thing. I
that's
don't get the car.
impressive.
Yeah, that was yeah.
That's
I
kudos
like
to
the
you.
car is a very uncomfortable place
To masturbate?
Just
It's
seems
super convenient. You're
uncomfortable.
knocking two things out of one.
Super
I'm
convenient.
going somewhere and I'm masturbating.
Nobody,
That's gonna save me at
not
least 20
everybody-
minutes.
not everybody
Cleanup
needs
is
toys.
But
Sometime-
cleanup is weird,
Well.
and
What about
Well,
you,
no,
Derek?
it's-
Where's the weirdest place you've
you're
masturbated?
technically in public. It's very illegal.
yeah, it is.
Not if you're in
That's
your
what makes it
garage
fun.
with a hose from your gas tank, from your exhaust into your car window. All right,
What?
it's totally not illegal.
That's just suicide.
Nah, that
With
you
your
don't.
dick out. then
It's like
masturbate.
self asphyxiation. Like you just do it until you can't breathe a little, and then you masturbate, jerk one off real quick, and then you turn the car off and you go inside, and then you
Yeah,
say hi to
that's-
your kids. You say daddy's home and how was school today, and you kiss your wife on the mouth, and you go to bed. That's it.
Then she asks why you taste like carbon monoxide and cum, and you just.
And you ask her why she tastes like the mailman. All right, it's good. We're okay.
Why does this sound like your future?
Why does it? Why does it sound
I
like
don't
I've
know.
seen that porno before?
You
What?
probably have.
That's it. There it is. I'm verified on Pornhub. You can find me in.
Your mind cuts so
I lost it. I couldn't go any further with it. What about
this-
Derek? Derek, weirdest place you've masturbated?
just like a public bathroom, nothing weird.
See,
Was
I
it
think-
my public bathroom at my work?
No, Bob, that would be incredibly fast. I don't know if you know, but I've never spent that much time in there.
What public
So,
bathroom? Where at?
Let's see.
But
I
there's a
don't-
list. It's just.
There's not a list.
There
Which-
was Walmart. There was a CVS. There was your gas station.
So
I
many.
feel like it was like an office building of some kind, but I don't exactly remember. It was
You
a
know-
long time ago.
Wait, so you didn't even work there? You just went into the bathroom to jerk it. That's even better. That is so much better.
It wasn't my workplace. That's just wrong. You don't do that at
That's
work.
amazing.
No, you have a lunch break for a reason, man. It's
Yeah, you eat lunch on it. Don't masturbate.
it doesn't take me half an hour to eat a sandwich, but it takes me 10 minutes and then 20 minutes to jerk. So it's the perfect allotment.
20
I think
minutes.
you're
dude.
overselling that. I think
Whoa,
you're
20
overselling
minutes.
it.
That
It,
is
20, it might take me 20 minutes to find the Pornhub video, but to search Reddit,
Not-
I swear, if you look at my Reddit, I'm not subscribed to anything that's not some sort of porn subreddit. That's it. I get all. I don't search through the trenches like a fucking troglodyte anymore. All right. I have subreddits
I have
dedicated
standards.
to what I like, and then I just open it up and I see the most popular, and I'm like, oh, look, this one looks good.
You're
Bam.
like, I don't care who sees my
Search
profile
history.
or
Yeah.
search history. You dove.
I
You got
mean,
legally into it.
I that's the only thing I use that Reddit account for, man. You
Oh,
can.
so you have multiple Reddit accounts?
Yeah, because you can't use a
Well, yeah,
Reddit
of
account for
course.
something actually good, because anybody can just click on your Reddit profile and see everything you've saved, everything you've
Yeah.
like subscribed to. No. What do you mean?
People will shame this.
You
shit
think
out of
you think I'm gonna post this video on Reddit with my porn account? Are you kidding me? Well, maybe.
You
I mean, that may
should.
be pretty good.
Maybe.
That sounds like
Give
good
a whole
idea.
new name to Crooked Smile. Like, you're gonna see all
Womp
kinds of
womp.
stuff. You stop want over there, sir.
It's what we do, man.
It's what we do.
You're not.
What you should stop.
It's just more reason as to why you're a side character because you're literally just pretending to be a Mario side character, just a side villain.
What
What
does
is
that mean?
Mario?
A
Yeah,
womp womp? What do you mean?
Dude, Womp Womp is the universal sign from game shows. That's like the Womp Womp.
It sounds like you're
You
just saying
lost.
womp womp from Mario. That's what I'm saying.
Mario doesn't say that. He says,
What?
Mama Mia.
No,
the
the big rocks that fall from the ceiling in all of the freaking castle.
No.
Those are womp
make
womps.
sense.
Yes, they are. The big
Those
rock
are-
thing you fight in Mario 64 where he falls down and he has a band-aid on his
So
back and you have to
Those
smash on it.
Those are womp womps. but
Yes!
they fall down. Like, yeah, but if you think about it, they're saying womp womp. He just fell down.
Which is more of a reason why Will is not the main character.
Okay.
That is not a
I
reason.
don't know. I don't know how that happened, but
It did. He made that chain of logic all in his feet. Went full circle.
he does that a lot.
What do you mean? How do I do that
What do you mean?
a lot? Get out of
You do
here.
that a lot.
I'm gonna edit all of you out of this podcast.
It's just you talking to
It's
yourself.
just you talking and laughing and
Yeah, and it's gonna be
That would
fantastic.
be a podcast.
Talking about
that would be a podcast.
masturbating and
Yeah.
buttholes being licked.
Can you imagine hearing a podcast where somebody just asked everybody else, like, where did you masturbate? And nobody else responds? It's just his story.
and then he
It's
starts
just-
laughing. No,
Yeah,
nobody
he starts
responds,
laughing.
and then he starts laughing.
I would sound like one of Derek's many patients, I'm sure. He's not even surprised.
True that.
He's like, this is another day at work.
Yeah, just another day here at the mental hospital.
Another day, another dollar.
I have a fun job.
Derek, why don't you tell everyone about Rat Trap?
I don't want to.
How are you gonna work at a mental hospital and not want to share any stories on a
No
podcast?
stories.
I'm fine with sharing stories, but I haven't actually seen her in a really long time, and I feel like if I talk about
All
it,
right, share
just don't want to.
a recent story, Derek.
Oh,
it
so
was
that's
kind of
a Rat
it was
Trap
kind of a really
episode.
good week, so I don't have anything to say. It was a good week. It was not a lot of
People
crazy
weren't
people
too
being
crazy.
No, they were a little bit tame this week,
What? That's
and I
not
really
fun.
I really can't remember anything unless it happened in the last like few hours. So I'm gonna have to start like writing them down on Notepad or something on my phone when they happen. Because I tend to just erase as soon as I leave that building. I erase everything. I try not to keep any of it.
So it sounds like we need to know about Rat Trap
Yeah.
because I haven't heard the story either.
Hold on. We'll save that for later. But Logan,
There's this thing called
You're-
HIPAA. I'm not really supposed to talk
Oh
about it.
no, I know.
but
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you don't.
I don't.
You don't.
I don't
I
care.
know HIPAA, but you don't have to say like her name or anything like that. unless
Okay,
Rat
it was
Trap-
in the paper. Everybody
Oh.
knows.
Never mind.
so
It was in the paper, so it's kind of public information.
Yeah, but she
I
wasn't
just-
called Rat Trap in the paper.
Well, obviously not. That's just what
Okay.
we decided to call it.
So it could have been another person that had a different instance until you just said it was in the paper.
No.
You screwed yourself.
It couldn't have been. I promise. Could not have been somebody else.
I'm sure this has happened plenty of places before, Derek.
I'm sure it's happened before. It's an actual thing with like homeless people, but not.
So we're just gonna bring it out of them. Or
Well, Will wanted to derail. What did Will want
Yeah.
to derail to?
Why did?
well, I was derailing for the sake of Derek. 'Cause
Oh,
I'm a gentleman. But
Well-
I'll share you some work stories. I'll
share
you
us,
some good work
share us
stories.
your week in work.
Oh, week at work. No, man. I'll tell you. Dating back 13 years now.
All right, this is getting good.
he got
Oh,
some
We're
stories.
going back to the
Yeah.
past.
This guy
Yeah,
floods
that's
my like our group chat with just work stories. Like I don't know what happens at his place, but like anywhere he works, he gets the weirdest shit that happens to him. I don't understand. Half the time I think he's lying.
He's
The
a
other
podcast
half-
liar, that's it.
I know he's not somebody that would just lie about that, but so that's what makes me believe it, just because I know you for so long, and I don't think you would lie about shit like that.
Well, that and
That's
there's
the type of stories. So I'm just leading up. For
But
the
then
crowd to be
again-
like, listen,
I do.
I understand you're gonna think this might be not real, but most likely it is.
But I do
So
believe
what I'm
that
hearing
Will.
is that Will should be a storytime YouTuber.
Yeah, pretty much. And that he is a really. But I do believe that Will could be a really good liar if he wanted to.
Oh,
He
yeah.
has
yeah,
the-
everything
yeah.
he says lacks emotion. So how would you know?
So
So it's funny you mentioned that.
This
So
is-
I was dating a girl that I used to work with, and that was the mistake. So when I work with customers, I take on a voice that is very empathetic, no matter how I feel.
I
So
can
it's
imagine.
full
This is
of
true.
that emotion of, oh yeah, yeah, no, no, no.
so if he's on the phone, his voice completely changes.
And I do it because I don't care 99.9% of the time. Like if I tell you I care about something, it's truly important to me as a person.
Yep.
So at work, I would take on that voice. Well, when we were dating and we would get into arguments, I hate arguing with somebody I like. So I would always concede. And she would freak out because she's like, "You're using your customer voice on me," and I fucking hate it. And I'm like, I keep
That's
forgetting that we work together, and you know the sound of that voice.
You can't turn it off.
No, now I have to fight.
Yeah.
That is funny. I didn't hear that. I haven't heard that one. That's funny.
Yeah, that was the one that I worked with most recently. But yeah, she was
Yeah.
she would get on my case all the time. We go out on a date, and if she wanted to do something I didn't want to do, I guess I would take that voice, but I would agree with her, and she would just call me out on it every single time.
That is funny. That's honestly a good girlfriend there. Noticing.
Yeah,
things like
right.
that.
Um,
She
I'll give her
attention.
props on that.
I mean, she's
So-
she's a trooper.
yeah. Oh, if only she didn't smoke weed every day.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Day.
You just you can't you can't like it just doesn't work. I feel like if you like two people that have different choices in drugs, you just can't like if you don't do the same drugs, you just can't work. I don't think. I feel like that's
No,
just a
I'm cool with
universal
weed.
rule. I'm cool with weed too, but I don't think I could date somebody who smoked. Like, cause I
So-
don't
okay.
smoke. Like, I couldn't date somebody that smoked every day. Like, even though
So,
I don't
What
care.
happens if they're a functional pothead? Like I know plenty of potheads. Like you couldn't tell if they were high or not.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like if you lived
We
with
know
them, you
someone
would
like
know.
that, Bob.
I mean, yeah, like Vince. I mean, Vince is fine for the most part. And
Yeah, you can't. Tell
Could
you're
you
sure.
not date Vince? But I mean,
No,
besides the
I
whole guy
wouldn't.
thing.
All of us could date Vince. Vince is a gem.
is
We
he?
love Vince.
His baby's doing like 5 days.
He's incredibly sweet. Why would you not want to date Vince?
Because Vince
What
is
is wrong
incredible.
with you?
Vince is incredibly moody too. I don't think you've ever seen that side of him.
okay,
You've never
so
worked
he's-
with him. Vince.
All right, so he's a little moody.
No, I
so
guess I
that's,
haven't.
That's a personal level, but as far as like that doesn't sound like Potts in the way.
No. But I'm saying, even I don't think I could date Vince. Like the amount, just because he smokes every day and I don't. Unless I started smoking
So-
as well. Like I don't think it would.
so-
I would just get
so-
annoyed.
So what's the difference between you smoking cigarettes and him smoking pot?
Well, he also smokes cigarettes. So that wouldn't be an issue.
No, okay, so I think he's saying like not in terms of drugs like caffeine and cigarettes or nicotine. I think he means more in the terms of like psychedelics, like people who do Adderall every day recreationally would want to go out, do stuff. And if the other person did weed every day, it would be very hard to get them off the couch to,
So we're talking stereotypes as far as that goes. I see.
well, not
Yeah,
really
for the most
stereotypes.
I mean,
But yeah.
there's always exceptions, but
But that's what I'm saying is you're talking about the person and not the drug. So if they act different on the drug, then it's like an alcoholic. It's like there's a difference between a violent alcoholic and like a functioning alcoholic.
Right. I'm a functioning alcoholic.
But see,
Yeah.
okay, let me put it into a different perspective. I am probably just an asshole. I have plenty of people that come into my work every night and buy beer, and even if they're just buying 1 beer, 2 beer, but if I see you 5 nights in a row buying beer, even if I enjoy the conversation we have, I secretly never want to hang out with you. I'm like, this fucking guy, what, and like buying beer every day, like really, is that the only thing you enjoy drinking? Like I don't.
Yeah.
Like if
That's a big
you're drinking every night, even if it's like if you're drinking 2 beers a night, I'd probably just don't want to hang out. I just
Really?
don't. Yeah, I don't know.
2 beers isn't even enough to get buzzed. You just enjoy the taste of beer. That's like
Yeah.
having 2 sodas.
People who enjoy the taste of beer are just psychopathic. I don't know. Like they're just
Yeah.
So,
you're
you think
criminally
I'm
insane.
psycho- you think
Yes,
I'm, think
you're
I'm
insane.
insane because I enjoy
Yeah,
the taste
you're-
of beer.
That's why
Yeah,
we never
you're
invite
crazy.
you out anymore.
Dang. I was gonna say I'm actually driving down that way, so never mind.
That's true.
Yeah, when are you two coming up here? By the way,
So down there.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well,
You'll
you
be
up for him, down for you.
So so I was actually gonna be driving down August. Sorry, July 20th time. So I was thinking
July
about
20th
stopping.
time.
I was thinking about stopping in. Well, so my nephew's birthday is the 27th, and I was gonna be down there for his birthday. And it's your state's right along the way.
I mean, that's true. If
So
you
I
come
was
into
thinking about
town,
stopping
we will
in.
go. We will go have a drink and some food.
Only problem is like it's like a 16-hour drive. So if I stop, I'm actually stopping for the night.
Well, yeah. But then we just.
So if you don't mind me crashing on your couch, I'm inviting myself.
I don't have a
or
couch, so
or I mean or
call you.
or I can just
You
like
could stay
sleep in
with
my
my
car.
mom.
That's true, but I would. Yeah.
She would love to have you. So
She
she
would-
would
yeah,
love
you can bring Bob with you, and Bob can take that $10.
Yeah,
that's right.
I can go get that $10
Take
from
him
Will's
to my
mom.
mom's house.
Take me to Will's mom's
Please
house,
take
please.
him to your mom's house.
I need to get that $10.
I
And-
already support my mom financially. I can't afford to support you both. Okay.
Oh yeah, you can
Well,
afford to give me my $10 damn. All right,
It's
that's all I'm saying.
350.
There's
Oh,
no
man.
context for that whatsoever. No one knows what
I
we're talking
know.
about.
We don't need to. All
You
right.
don't need to.
Just
You
know I'm
need to
going-
know
Know that
that
he
Will
needs
owes him
$10.
$10.
Will's mom is giving me $10 for services or not.
For services rendered.
Yeah, services rendered.
You give me $10,
That
like you
could
do
be-
something, or you
that
give me
could
$10
take it
to
badly.
leave.
Yeah, pretty much. That's the proposition.
Oh man! All right, so I'm going to tell you some of the work stories since we got derailed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
We could do.
Railing.
We'll end on one work story and then we can cut it because we're already at 56 minutes. So.
All right.
I mean,
So-
we're gonna edit some of this down anyway.
No, we're not. What do you mean?
We're
This has
doing
been
this wrong.
live.
We've been over this.
this has been flawless. What do you mean? What do we need to edit out,
It's
Derek?
not been flawless.
Derek
What do we-
wants his masturbation story taken out. He doesn't want people to know he went.
What
He
do
would
we
be
need
your
to
story,
be
man.
edited out, Derek? What do we need?
I don't know. Maybe I'm a psychopath, but I like more streamlined, not insane podcasts.
This is because you only
Well, I
watch.
don't know what podcast you're watching, sir, but
We're
all of the
literally-
ones I
Literally
watch.
spent
All
like
he
an hour
watch-
yelling
He
at
just
each other.
watches two people talk about Westworld. Like they have a topic. We don't have a singular topic. We're not.
That would be the point, though. We don't
Maybe-
have topic.
Maybe 3 weeks ago we could have all sat here and just talked about Black Desert for an hour, but we don't. Only one of us plays anymore.
Right.
So unless
Hey,
you
I
want to
still
talk
get on
about,
AFK all the time.
I haven't even done that in like 3 days.
I'll duel you. Somebody get on and fight me.
Nobody wants to fight you,
Wow.
Logan.
I'll take off my shit.
But anyways,
Take
what
off
do we
Oh,
need?
Okay, so now he's a master. Okay.
So what am I supposed to streamline this around, Derek? How am I? I mean, I could cut it up and make like highlight clips to like that are easier
mean,
for people that I
I-
digest to get people interested. But what do you
So
want me to
now-
edit out?
So
Out
hold on. The
because-
only
No,
problem with
trying
that-
they should know exactly what I plan to do.
yeah.
Hold
but
on.
So when they watch
Now
that
we're
one
not
clip
getting to
about
the
us
story.
talking about, no, we could go over an hour. I'm not worried about that. I mean, I don't care to do 2 hours if we had enough to talk about.
Okay, hold on.
I mean, I
Just
feel like
real
we
quick.
could talk for a long time, but
Yeah. Well, we always talk for a long time. We're like old besties.
Yeah.
Um,
We have something called truck bed, but
yeah, that's a tradition.
that is a
joke.
tradition. So whenever I go down, every time we were trying to part, like actually when I lived down there, every time we were trying to part, I had a truck as a kid or teenager, and we couldn't like stop talking. It was that like extended goodbye where you just sit there and fucking talk. So we'd always like take down the truck bed, and or the seat for the truck bed, and then sit there and talk. Well, like it got to the point that what was Blake that we're hanging out with, his grandma, like it was like 2 a.m. and she's like, why have you guys not left yet? And we're sitting there in the truck bed just fucking staring at her like, what is leave us alone.
Yeah. I think
you're
the
old. Go to bed.
So his grandparents were super like, you have to be quiet. So we'd usually leave his house like at 9. So keep in mind, we had been outside for hours.
Oh
sitting
yeah,
in this
no,
truck.
no, no, he's got the better story. He's a better storyteller. Just go ahead.
So there was one, and I mean, we have a couple of really good ones like Taco Bell and whatnot.
Yeah.
But the one that sticks with me, I think the day we realized it was a problem.
Yeah, it was
was-
the day we realized it was truck bedtime.
Yeah. And we were at Blake's house, and me and Logan were leaving because it was like 9:30. So we get outside and we start talking. Well, there's mosquitoes because this is BFE. This is goddamn swampland in Florida. So we get in the truck. Well, Blake comes out because he hears us. So Blake gets in the truck. So there's three of us in this. It was like a single seater. I don't know what you call that.
So no. It was a double wide bed. Is it double wide? It was a long bed.
No, I'm talking about when we actually got in the truck. So there was three of
we
us.
get in. Oh, we did go inside the truck. Yeah. No. It was a single cabin. So like it was like the one with like the fucking.
Yeah, it just had one
the
real
middle
long bench
seat in
seat.
there. Yeah, the one real long bed sheet. Yeah.
So we're sitting in there. It's like 100 degrees at night in the middle of the summer.
Because it's Florida.
None of us are comfortable. But we sat there for like an hour and a half before we got out and got bit by mosquitoes. And even then we didn't leave. It was
Yeah, we
have a
endured it.
problem.
We did.
Yeah,
have a
we
problem.
have a problem. But I think that was the moment when I was like, yeah, this is a tradition. We always do this.
And
Well-
even now that I've got a car, I'll actually pop the hood or the trunk of the car and sit down on that, just for appearance's sake.
Just for appearance.
Keep it going.
Just everybody
Oh.
get in the trunk and we're gonna talk.
Yeah.
Oh, so all right, Will's story. All right, let's go ahead. Story time.
So we'll end this on a work story. So you'll hear a lot of stories from when I worked at a restaurant when I was a teenager. It was the first job I ever had.
Is it
I worked
Sonny's?
well, that you have to bleep out now. So thank
Oh,
you.
is it?
I mean, do we have to?
Probably.
What was the name of this restaurant?
Don't know. We'll hope nobody heard it and we'll bleep it out later. So, anyways, I worked in a restaurant. I started there as a dishwasher, and it was actually not that bad of a job. It reminded me a lot of the waiting.
hmm
And, anyways, so one of the most fond stories, because there's probably about 7 or 8 that are really good from there, is we had a kid, probably around 8 to 10,
Oh,
come up to a waitress and tell her that there was an accident in the bathroom. So she tells the front of the house manager, who comes back. He's like, "Listen, some kid went back there, said the bathroom's a mess. Can you go check it out?" Yeah, sure, whatever. So I go to the bathroom and I open the push door, and the first thing I notice is the smell. Somewhere between sulfur and just raccoon shit.
they were
Um,
summoning demons over there.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, great, this is going to be one of those. Well, the second thing I noticed is the shit, the literal shit that was everywhere. It was coming out of the handicap stall on the floor, and it made a U-turn, and it went into the stall next to it, and then it came out of that and into the urinals.
Oh,
So there's literally shit all over the floor. I opened the handicap stall. It's on the walls. It's in the sink. It's between the toilet and the wall. Like, it's just everywhere. There's like a shitty handprint. So this was hands down the most disgusting thing I have ever seen in my life. And to this day, I have no idea how this person did this without some sort of vindictiveness in their hearts. Because how do you get shit on the walls? Like, even if it's coming out of you, it's in the toilet.
They'd have to pick it up and throw it.
Let
Yeah,
me just say from experience that is so much more common than you think.
oh
Maybe
yeah.
it's just because I work in an inpatient psych facility, but
Yes,
I've encountered that many times.
It makes sense there. It doesn't make sense.
But
in a
those people
hospital.
exist in the real world. Like, they don't just
Oh yeah,
stay
no,
there forever.
They just
these
they're not
people-
all
These
located
people
in
do
a
it in
psych
public.
ward. All
Yeah.
yeah.
So if you
They're-
see shit like that, then it's probably a fucking crazy person, because that's the only way I can see it happen.
I mean, we had a homeless guy break in once to steal ketchup. So I mean, I know crazy people exist.
Right,
Use
but, like,
goddamn ketchup.
Yeah, that was still.
I get how somebody who doesn't work with like crazy people all the time might see that as like a really fucking bizarre thing, and it's still bizarre, but it's probably a crazy person, and they
Man.
don't even fucking know what they're doing.
I went from enjoying that story to feeling sympathy for the crazy person. Thank you.
Like,
Man, what was
You
going
really
through
should.
that
Crazy
person's-
people are so sad.
No, and,
They're
and,
so
like, don't get
sad.
me wrong. I sympathize. Like, mental illness is a thing. But
And yeah, they're honestly have no idea what they're fucking like. Sometimes people do know what they're doing and they do it intentionally, but even then, that's still pretty. You're still pretty fucked up if you're doing
Yeah.
it intentionally. So.
But if you have to be able to laugh at it, right? Like that.
oh yeah.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
just hysterical.
Constantly,
Those-
all we
I mean-
do is make fun of like these scenarios that work because, I mean, otherwise it's just sad.
So when I was working on my EMT license,
this is my favorite poop story.
I don't know. I have a pretty good poop story too, but keep going.
All right, so we'll all share a poop story except for Bob, whose life is too vanilla.
He probably
What do you
has
mean?
poop
I've
stories,
I
too.
shared a poop story with you like last week when my daughter shit on my couch. What do you
Oh, yeah,
mean?
we
It
saw
doesn't count. Baby shit on everything.
She okay.
Adults are funny.
She
adults
also
shitting on
was
things.
on the hardwood floor yesterday, pulled half her diaper
Just
off, and
streaking.
just pissed all over the floor and was just laying in it, waddling,
Baby
splashing.
poops
I'm in
are
the
not
middle.
exciting.
I'm in the
Rolling
middle of a
in it.
hot smash,
Then-
and I turn around and I just see this baby in a puddle, and I'm like, "What are you doing?"
Baby, please.
She's splashing. She's just.
She was happy as could be,
Having
like
she's
just as
having a
happy
grand old
as she
time.
was in those pictures of her shitting on the couch.
You expect that from babies.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, my poop story.
All right, poop story.
So I was getting my EMT license when I was like brand new to college and just out of high school, and I was on a long ride, and so we're doing our rounds, and like we drop somebody off at the hospital, and I'm able to like walk around with the nurses there because we had a little bit of time, and we walk by one of the rooms, and you look in there and you just see somebody with his hands between his legs, like a big ass grin on his face, flinging shit from underneath his like thighs and like laying in his bed. Like I'm trying to describe, I wish I had my hands, you could see me making these motions, but hopefully that's descriptive enough.
A gorilla at the zoo, if you've ever
Yeah,
been.
like a gorilla at the zoo, and he's just like flinging it everywhere. And I look over to the nurse, and she looks back at me, and we just look away and keep walking. Like this is somebody else's problem. We're not fucking dealing with this. We didn't see this. Fuck off. Go away.
Yeah, it's pretty standard.
Yeah.
That's your favorite poop story, Will?
People.
I just. Well,
Will.
he didn't do it
Will.
as good this time as he did when it was fresh. Because
Did I not
the way
say
he
Will?
described it. Yeah, he's whatever. Anyways,
I thought I had it right. I don't know.
so the way he described it to me the first time is the patient was cupping their hands like they're putting them out for like, can I
Yeah.
have some more crackers, please?
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm trying to describe. I didn't.
Oh.
it
And
was
then they were
just
sticking that under their ass and then
Like he's
flinging
digging.
shit.
like he's digging the china underneath himself. It's just shit everywhere, like walls, ceiling, everywhere.
That's a problem.
That is a
Ah.
problem.
That's-
I think the real problem is that we need to have Will tell all of Logan's stories.
I think so.
Just write them out before and then give them to
Like-
Will.
Yeah.
To be honest, like Will is a better I'm a terrible storyteller. Like that's something I need to work on. Hopefully, this podcast will help.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, see, there you
Look at
go.
that. We got everybody's got goals for this podcast,
Yeah.
right?
Mine is to become
Yeah.
a better storyteller.
Mine
Mine's
is
to
money.
become rich as fuck.
No,
Wow.
I called it before you, Derek. I already said
No. No.
The only issue is that none of you are getting rich because this is my podcast on my YouTube channel
We're gonna have to take
with
him to
my
small
branding.
court.
Take me to small
We're
court.
gonna.
We're gonna need contracts. We're gonna need contracts.
You can have contracts once we actually make $1. All right.
Okay.
So you guys do everything you can to make us $1.
And then we'll talk. So we just
Yeah.
pimp ourselves out Or sorry,
Yeah.
split ourselves out.
Be careful about posting this on Facebook or something. You don't know who you don't want to hear these stories. But one day we'll be too famous for it to matter. So,
Well, at that point,
when I have $1 million, anyone can know that I'm walking into this bathroom and jerking
Well, yeah,
off.
yeah, that was
Right.
fine.
Well, okay, I think the main point we've made here is it's one of those things that everybody's done. Because what are the odds 4 people have jerked off in a bathroom?
I mean,
Come
true.
on.
I
I
think
think-
you didn't hear Will's.
Yeah, you did. I
It
said
was
in
like-
my
Yeah, we
car.
did in his
It was in
car.
his car.
Oh, I was in your car.
Where were you
While I
at?
was driving.
Oh yeah, while
Where
you were
were
driving.
at? Were you on 95 in like
No.
Wait.
2016?
No, I was on a US 1.
Were you
That's-
driving or were you in a passenger seat? Or
I
like,
was
were you in
driving.
the back of an Uber or something?
No, I was driving home from college. I
That
had
would be
just
fun.
been there for 14 hours.
And you're like, I gotta rub one out.
Yeah, well, you know what it was? Is
So-
I was dating that blonde girl at the
Yeah.
time,
I remember.
and she was not wanting to do anything that day. And so,
Yeah.
well, all right. Well, now
No,
I got to.
Got to. No,
Wait, was she in
no,
the
I should've
car
thought
with
about
you?
She was, yes.
So she jerked
Oh
you
my
off,
God.
or did you jerk yourself
No,
off?
she was not in the mood. She was not having it.
So you were
But-
just in the driver's seat next to her, just like, look at this.
Yo, that sounds like that other one, not the blonde one, but
Does this-
the one
That would be
didn't care.
supremely awkward.
Oh, you're talking about Victor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I didn't say her name on.
But I mean,
Yeah.
nobody's gonna know. We've only used our
I
first
know.
names. Yeah, but you know the name Victoria, but how many Victorias?
You could have
does-
said Victory.
Yeah, I
said-
did
he
say
didn't-
Victoria.
He didn't
I
say
said
Victoria.
Yeah.
Okay, I
couldn't
didn't
talk
know.
about Vic.
I didn't know that she
You
could have been
talking
named
about Vicks
Victory.
Vapor Rub. We're talking about Master. Vicks Vapor Rub. Never mind. That's never mind.
That would
Shut
ruin
up.
it. Don't do that. Listeners at home, don't put Vicks on your dick.
Logan's over here trying to get a sponsorship. Like Vicks, I will
That
put
didn't
dick.
happen.
I will put Vicks Vapor Rub on my dick right now.
How much money would you give me?
I'll
Not enough.
I'd give you $10. Logan's like done. That's it. He's already getting. He's
Yeah.
getting the Vicks right now.
No.
Right now, Vicks is just like, we got this guy.
Just
I hate
dipping
to
his balls in
backtrack.
it.
So now, what did
Right.
you use for motivation while you were driving down the road, or were you just
Her
staring out the
Listen.
window?
Her staring out
Okay.
the window was enough for him. Like,
First of all,
please.
let me pose this to you. Have you never been like, you know, you kind of get started with somebody and then they're like, well, you know, I changed my mind. That's what happened.
Mm.
Like,
she blue balled you, and you're just like, well, I gotta finish. So
yeah, she put the key in the ignition, turned it on, and then decided not to driveway. And I was not having it. So I left the driveway on my own.
But she was still in the car. And just
Yeah,
was
she's
she
still in the
watching?
car.
Was she watching you go at it?
Was
Do you
she
drive-
giving you
is this a whole
motivation?
new- Is this a whole
Was
new meaning
she-
to driving a stick shift? What's going on here?
Was she moaning for you?
Yeah.
No.
Was she staring out the
She was
window?
not
Was she
having-
staring at you?
She was just angry at it, and you're just okay. I don't care.
She's
just
just
gonna
sitting
keep
there.
doing
She's
this.
just down. She's just squatted over him,
pouting.
mean
She's
mugging
like-
your dick. Just
Not everybody doesn't get balls. Okay,
She's just-
Mr. Bob.
she's giving you the stink eye, but she's not bent over. Like,
jeez.
oh my goodness! All right, are we cutting the podcast here? Is this done and
Yeah,
over
we're
with?
cut.
Hour and 13
Cut.
minutes.
Yeah.
Do we
And
have
I'm
an
never
outro?
jerking off in front of you, Bob.
Why not?
Yeah, hold on. I got an outro for you.
You got an
I'm gonna send
outro?
it
All
over.
right,
I do.
Oh god.
put it in the Discord general.
Oh, okay.
That way my Facebook
Yeah, I
doesn't
got
go bleep in the middle of the podcast.
Alright.
You know.
I mean,
even
they
though-
already just heard you go blue.
I mean, it's already a fucking mess. Who cares at this point?
I mean, everyone cares. All right, here's the outro. Are we ready?
pon. Jesus Christ.
Yes. What is this?
Oh god damn it.
What is this?
This is K-pop.
Yes. Oh, I
I'm
love
fine
this
with
song.
K-pop outro.
I know. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy it.
Everybody
but
loves
goddamn-
K-pop.
I like K-pop. I don't care.
All right.
No, everybody loves it. Everybody.
And oh wait, it got good. I can't stop it now. Hold on. The beat dropped. All right.